Hi, my name is Mitchell, and I am the owner of Life Unpacked. We have something special to share with you today. This is unseen exclusive footage from Fairy Creek's Caycuse camp, where the RCMP raids began. Hundreds of Canadians have since been arrested. This is not everything that happened at Caycuse camp. Media was not allowed to capture all critical content for the public during this raid and other raids. Media and legal observers were removed before aggressive police force was used to arrest protesters suspended in trees and in other obstacles. Canadian protesters like you are taking a stand to protect and preserve Canada's endangered ancient forests. All this content is short, raw, uncut footage. This includes media right obstructions, Indigenous arrests, candid conversations between protesters and police, interviews with protesters, police tactics, and immediate arrest. The intention of this film is to show you what is currently happening in Fairy Creek with no filter. Get inspired. Enjoy this unseen exclusive footage and be ready to take the last stand for Canada's endangered ancient forests.
Here's a copy of the injunction.
Thank you, sir.
Here's a copy of your injunction. Thank you. And I'll leave the rest here for you. Anyone who wants to leave has 20 minutes. Thank you. Blockading this roadway and preventing Teal Cedar and their contractors from conducting their operations, you are in breach of the injunction order. I ask you to step aside and remove the blockade, or you'll be arrested for civil contempt of court. By not stepping aside, I confirm you understand your jeopardy. This is your last chance to leave, or you'll be arrested for breaching the civil order.
On the unceded territory of the Indian people. Request legal counsel. Legal observer.
There's no question. I don't want you to risk this coming.
I would like to have my legal observer present, please. I will not resist arrest. I would like to have my legal observer present. Please have my legal observer present. Please have my legal observer. I'd like to have my legal observer present. I would like to have my legal observer present and my right. I would like to have my legal present. Okay, well, we'll get that today.
Well, what are we for that?
I am Staff Sergeant Charney of the Chilliwack RCMP. There is a civil injunction order in place issued by the Honorable Mr. Justice Van Hoven of the British Columbia Supreme Court. Be informed by you blockading this roadway and preventing Teal Cedar and their contractors from conducting their operations, you are in breach of the injunction order. I ask you to step aside and remove the blockade, or you'll be arrested for civil contempt of the court. By not stepping aside, I confirm you understand your jeopardy. You'll be given 10 minutes if you wish to leave. Okay? Here's a copy of the injunction. Here's a copy of the injunction. Just two of you. Anyone else want a copy of the injunction? Again, if you want to leave, you have 10 minutes, okay? Thank you.
Hey guys, how you doing? Hi. My name's Constable Sean Paul with the RCMP. Can you provide your name to me?
Brandon.
Brandon? Angela. Brandon, Angela, I understand what you're doing here. Are you able to release yourself today?
No.
Okay, you're not able to release yourself, you don't have keys? Okay, so you realize what we're going to be doing, we're going to be utilizing tools to remove you from these gates, okay? Just to let you know. Okay, so we're going to do it safely as we can, and we're going to ask you to cooperate with us, okay, to make it safe as well. Okay, so just confirm you're not able to remove yourself from these
No, not able
chains
to.
or the bicycle lock on your leg. Okay. And Brandon, where's your arm? Okay, you got to sleep. Okay, fine. Is there anything on you I need to worry about that's going to hurt me, poke me, damage me in any way whatsoever? No.
No.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let you guys stand there. You guys need anything?
No.
Okay, you guys are good. Okay, no injuries. No, everybody's in good health. Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you. Hold tight, guys.
We're realizing that we can't do this to our planet anymore. We're consuming too much. And if we listen, we can hear the way out of the situation that we're in.
Okay, so right now, you're under arrest for breach of the civil injunction, and you're under arrest for the breach of civil injunction. Quickly do a pat down.
Hang on, you want to get started.
No.
The gate. Doesn't matter about the speed area, we're just more worried about the
I'm Staff Sergeant Charlie of the RCMP. There is a civil injunction order in place issued by the Honorable Mr. Justice Verhoeven of the British Columbia Supreme Court. Be informed by you blockading this roadway and preventing Teal Cedar and their contractors from conducting their operations, you are in breach of the injunction order. I ask you to step aside and remove the blockade, or you'll be arrested for civil contempt of court. By not stepping aside, I confirm you understand your jeopardy. You have 10 minutes to depart. Do you wish to depart? Thank you. Here's a copy of the injunction if you wish it. At this time, you're under arrest for breach of the civil injunction.
Who's doing that? You're right.
You okay?
Okay, so just tell me how you're feeling right now with your arm inside this big old tree.
It feels ridiculous. It feels completely unnecessary. I feel violated. I feel violated being a part of this. Seeing these violent men come through here to do more of this damage. I feel disgusted. I'm really sad. But most of all, I'm angry. I'm angry that they continue to do this, that they're allowed to do this, that somehow it's the law, when they're breaking every law that was ever written. Stealing from the land, using violence to get what they want, taking what doesn't belong to them. I could go on and on.
Yeah. Boss you around. You'd have to move anyway.
Yeah. Thank you, ladies. Have a good night.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You're leaving?
You're very photogenic right now. Oh, it must be the sunlight. The red paint. I haven't slept. I haven't brushed my hair.
Of the British Columbia Supreme Court. Be informed by you blockading this roadway and preventing Teal Cedar and their contractors from conducting their operations, you are in breach of the injunction order. I ask you to step aside, remove the blockade, or you'll be arrested for civil contempt of court. By not stepping aside, I confirm you understand your jeopardy. Are you willing to leave? Are you willing to leave? Just while I'm doing stuff. Here's a copy of your injunction. Here's a copy of your injunction. We set up an area for the legal observers and media. You're to go back there. We're going to be working in this area, okay? So it's set up there. Please go now.
What's up?
So, what just happened?
What just happened is they told me that even though I was a police liaison, I had to be behind a line in the media area, and if I did not go there, I would be subject to arrest.
I'm not worried about my
so, how did they conduct their operation? Did they give you a safe space to move, or were they forcing you physically?
They were pretty forceful. I had been let know by an officer earlier on the bridge that I could go back and check on the other members of camp behind this line. They told me that I would be able to go behind the line, just give them a couple of minutes to work on logistics. Then I was told very abruptly that I was not allowed, even though that I was the police liaison and I just wanted to touch base and create contact with the people who are behind the police line and are interacting with police without me, which is what I'm here for. And I was, well, the line was placed across my face, so I would be behind this line.
Anything. If you don't allow
and I'm not allowed to make contact with those people, and I'm not allowed to do my job.
How do you feel safe to you, Sparky?
with not being able to, especially not being able to make contact with the other blockaders.
Doesn't feel good.
Why
it
isn't
feels
anyone
like
answering
that
me?
is not fair.
Am
and
I
that I should be allowed
correct
to
or am
go
I
and see
wrong?
them, especially in this role. And they said that they would, and the
Can I please
talk
have
is
an
that they would
answer?
have it be the same as yesterday. And yesterday there was
Who's
no
the
exclusions.
supervisor?
Let me bring that up.
Cool. So, what did you just request and what was denied?
I just requested that I was able to talk to the officer who was indicated to me yesterday as being my main contact point and being in charge of the operations, Officer Charney. Is that? Anyways, he has multiple times not interacted with me, refused to speak to me, has not answered any of my questions. I was told that I need to be in the media area. I asked why. I'm not media. I need to go and check in with the other members of the camp who are on the other side of the bridge who are being denied their police liaison right now. I was told no. And I was also not allowed to speak directly to the person who was indicated to me to be my point of contact. And the other officers have so far been refusing to convey that message or get his attention enough for me to even speak to him. And also, again, I want to reiterate that a couple minutes ago on the bridge, another officer told me that he would facilitate it, that I could go and check in on the other people at the other side of the bridge, and then obviously they weren't in touch with each other, and that quickly got shut down. So it seems that some people were willing to let me do that because they recognized that it was my right to do that as a legal observer, as a police liaison. And our legal observer is over here as well.
And was later denied.
And was later denied. There is one legal observer on the other side, but, you know. That'll be you. Lovely. Okay, so there is going to be media coming here as you've indicated. That's great. Again, this is not an area large enough to social distance with the amount of media that are coming. I really think it would be more appropriate to have a larger space.
Well, I would suggest that we can push it back a little bit this way and everybody can take turns and share and just go up and take their photos and take their video as needed.
I mean, for freedom of press, everyone should be allowed to access the place they need to in a larger area. There's no reason that we should be corralled in this way right now.
Okay, so the reason that we have you in here right now is because we're going to be working to dismantle this and dismantle some other things, okay? And that we need that to happen in a safe manner for ourselves and for you and for those people that are up there. In the event that anything happens, we're not sure what's going to happen. We don't know if there's people around here or whatnot. So for your safety, for our safety, for everybody's safety, we want you guys to stay here. And I understand, given the current global pandemic, that you have some concerns in regards to that. What I would suggest is that we take the time to get some photos, get some videos, right? You have some fantastic long lens cameras there that can zoom in quite well. So we can do all that, we can facilitate that, and once the MRO comes down here, then you guys can talk to him about that. In the meantime, until they get here, then you guys can social distance as you see fit in here. You're all big humans, so I'm not going to tell you how to do that. But I will speak to the MRO when they get down here, okay? And we'll figure something out. So there's no reason to be adversarial between anybody. I understand that these are all emotionally charged, that there's a mix of legal observers and media, and everybody has their own.
And the police liaison.
You know what? You may be the police liaison, ma'am, but the thing is that there's no constitutionally protected right to be a police liaison like there is a journalist, right?
Oh, so you know about the charter.
You understand about the constitutional right as a journalist?
I do. So
we understand we have the right for freedom of press to be able to document the public record.
And you can document the public record from here.
But that's not freedom. That's not freedom of the press.
May I propose something?
You understand? Hold on. You guys, I'm not going to get into a protracted debate about the Constitution and about the rights of the Constitution.
Jen, nice to meet you, Jen. So, I missed the first part of the conversation that you had.
Is there a waiver I could sign that absolves you of my safety? Like I'm not putting my safety in any RCMP's hands as media, as a journalist in Canada.
You'll notice that every now and then somebody is going up and talking.
You're not responsible for my safety. If something happens to me over there that is out of your control, like outside of the equipment that you're carrying, then it's not your fault.
Okay.
Jen, what was your primary concern here?
Yeah, so what I'm concerned is that every single person I've heard of there is saying that they're not able to get an angle with our camera lens. Even though we do have some zoom abilities with our lenses, it's too far. So we're not actually able to see what's happening, and therefore we're not able to actually document it, both for the public record, but also just for safety of those folks that are out there. And so we would like to get closer access, but we understand the safety of you needing to do your work.
Right.
So I'm just wondering if you could communicate to your colleagues and see if they can understand that we can get a bit closer so that we can document with our...
I have the answer already for you, Jen. So there was a lot of discussion because we wanted to bring the media in order to be able to document police actions that were going to be taking place into these enforcement actions. So we do this for numerous reasons, and but the main purpose is to show transparency. Okay, we wanted to show you guys and then the public to see how the police is enforcing this injunction. As you know, the injunction has been on for numerous days, if not weeks, and then now it's up to the RCMP to enforce that injunction issued by the BC Supreme Court. So we do have the discretion in that clause, in that injunction, on how we're going to be enforcing this. And part of this is to set some staging areas for the media in order to give them the best possible and safest access to document these police actions.
I do understand because safety is your number one concern.
Yes. So were you there yesterday?
I was here yesterday.
Okay. I don't know if I talked to you yesterday at all, but you must have been seeing the different checkpoints that we had to deal with. Is that correct? Were you there too?
The different obstacles or whatever?
The different obstacles
Correct,
I call it checkpoints just for the sake of understanding what we're talking about here. The fact that each checkpoint presented different risks and different obstacles and different ways to deal with protesters that did not choose to leave voluntarily. So some arrests occurred at those different locations, and different techniques, police techniques or tactics were used in order to remove those and making sure that nobody was going to get injured, as much for the public as for officer safety, right?
Totally. They want to assess each situation differently and independently. Right. And I understand you've probably assessed the situation. However, what I'm saying is that if there's many police officers that are standing there, it's clearly safe for them, and therefore we could get closer and be up to that.
So as you can see, so there are some man-made structures that was constructed here. We do secure the area and making sure that it's going to be safe for the officers to enter their enforcement action. So this is something that we take into consideration. There's a continual assessment being done as to whether we can move in closer or do we need, we don't want to move in too close and then having to step back.
Right.
So we can always shrink or expand the perimeter.
Yeah.
But
so you're creating safe so that your officers can either step back if they need to?
Not only police officers, but everybody, members of the media, members of the public, and protesters.
I don't think we'll need to step back though. Just looking at the size of that round, if it were to fall, it's not going to fall anywhere close.
No, but there's a bridge, and then the officers, like they have explained to you before. I wasn't there when you guys were there first, but I would assume that they did explain to you the reason why this perimeter was set up for the media. I can appreciate that you guys have a job to do and you want to document all these actions as close as possible, and we've done that yesterday. We've actually brought you guys closer than we would have liked to. We do receive feedbacks afterwards from the officers. Okay, what worked, what didn't work. So we continuously assess what works best for the media, but we have to take into account the safety of our officers and making sure that they can carry out their duties without a fear of safety or any other potential hazard.
Where does the charter fall in following the law?
So what is your question with the charter?
Thank you, Alex. We'll be continually checking in with you
sure.
Because this is we need to get closer access to be able to document.
So the free press in here, we had
in here we're free. If we're over there, we're not free.
So we can when there's an enforcement action, then because we are in an exclusion zone,
which has been deemed illegal by another judge in BC. It's been deemed illegal.
It's included in the BC Supreme Court injunction that was issued.
Yeah, but previously exclusion zones have been deemed illegal, and the first time the Innistoten and Wet'suwet'en formed their stand on their unceded territory.
Yeah, but Jerome, we're not going to be debating.
It's not a debate.
No, we're not debating this here. What I'm saying is this is what has been established here, if you have any questions, concerns, we're more than happy to have a discussion with you. You can do it by email. You've spoken with Corporal Mansell about this issue, or your editor has, and then we can take it from there. But at this point, where we're doing an active enforcement action, we're not going to be here to be...
it just contravenes the charter.
So if you have any issues with that, you can bring that up, absolutely. That is your right to do so.
And he's just brought it up.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. If you want to...
Sparky, you can call me Sparky.
Sparky? Nice to meet you, Sparky.
So I'm being designated as the media relations person, and not a regular police officer. Is it all
Oh no, I am a police officer.
But you're the media.
I'm a media relations officer, yeah.
Okay, so then is me talking to you as applicable as a different officer?
Well, I'm just here, like I said, as a media relations officer. We're just here to facilitate media access and getting the best vantage point.
So I should be able to actually talk to another police officer about the stuff that I would like to communicate about.
What is it that we'd like to communicate?
Well, that woman is still screaming for help, and I'm not allowed to go to her.
Okay, that's correct. So you've been told by a police officer
that I need to have all my streams of communication through you, but that doesn't make sense because you're supposed to communicate with media, and I'm not media.
Okay. So what were you told by the officer?
That all streams of communications in this area need to go through you.
Okay.
So can you help me, or do I need to seek another officer still?
What is it that you need help with, Sparky?
I would just like to access the woman who's screaming for me.
Okay, you will not access that.
Oh yeah, but that's what they're saying.
Must they engage us in the
Here, then we're going to continue to film.
You'll be arrested.
And you have, that's not going to hold up in court. They're going to drop all the charges.
You'll be arrested.
All that's going to do is remove us for a very brief period of time. So no, we're going to stay right here and continue filming. We're going to stay. We're not obstructing anything.
This is your colleague. Sorry.
There's no obstruction.
You are.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are. We're telling you to.
We're not obstructing. You guys can go and work.
Listen to the media officer.
Operations can continue.
Didn't you just say that the PL would be allowed
Let's
to
move
go
back
up
to the designated area, please.
Didn't you just say that the PL would be allowed to go up and talk to them?
I said they could come up to the line.
Okay, let's go. Let's move back now.
You guys can go ahead and do your work. We're not in the way. Let's go. We're not in the way.
I would like to.
We are journalists. We have the legal right to be here.
Let's go.
We're not in the way. We're not obstructing operations. You do not have the right to block us because we're not blocking you. Let's go.
Let's go. You need to move back to the media
No, you
section.
guys go ahead and do your work. We're here. No. Let's go. You guys go ahead. You go ahead and you can document your work.
Then
move back. Don't touch. No. You have no legal right.
Excuse me, sir. You're under arrest for obstruction. Please let go of the umbrella.
Thank you for watching this film. We appreciate your commitment to understand what is happening at Fairy Creek. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. We are a small brand taking the last stand. Please join us and take the last stand to protect and preserve Canada's endangered ancient forests.